Welcome back, Ultima Weapons. It's the Night Sky Prince again, and we have finally seen something new of Final Fantasy VII Remake. Not heard, but actually seen with our own eyeballs. On the Business Division 1 recruitment page, they have a picture of Naoki Hamaguchi sitting at his desk. A seemingly normal photo until you realize to the right of him, very visibly, one of the monitors has Final Fantasy VII Remake on the screen. Although because we have to zoom in to see the screenshot, we don't exactly have 4K quality here. But there are some things that we can assess even from this blurry screenshot. What's particularly interesting about this screenshot, however, is that it seems to be Airbuster, which is an early game boss in the original. He looks absolutely incredible from what we can see here. The next thing that jumps out at me is that the command menu is still there, so it looks like Nomura and his team have decided to keep it after all, despite some rumors that they might have gotten rid of it. However, what's intriguing about this is that there are 3 commands now instead of 4, like we had seen at such things as the Magic Conference. This is most likely because summon was an available option during the bombing mission. There's no way you should have summons that early in the game, so it was most likely there for debugging purposes or proof of concept. There also seems to be a mini-map being displayed, which indicates there won't be any sort of break between combat and exploration. It's all just one seamless flow. Next thing, from what I can see, those of you who are like me and hated the Crisis Core version of the Buster Sword, featuring an extremely tacky golden hilt, is still no longer coming back for the remake. They are still sticking to the original Buster Sword design from the original game, and I could not be more pleased. But here's where things get tricky. Now, what you may have noticed here is that the controller is sat down, and yet somehow Cloud is right in the middle of an attack. So there's only 2 possibilities as for how this is happening. The first is the far less likely scenario, and that is that some type of auto battle is being used, akin to Final Fantasy XII. I honestly doubt that's the case, as we know this is an action RPG. Plus, he would have at least paused the game if that was the case. The second reason is the far more likely scenario, and that's that it's not actually gameplay at all. And in fact, what we're looking at is a screenshot or a trailer that's being reviewed, possibly for a media event like E3 perhaps. Though it's still odd in any case that it would just be left on the screen like that. There are also some people who claim they can see Tifa Lockhart in front of Cloud somewhere in the middle of the smoke. Hard to say if that's her or not for sure, but considering this fight and the nature of the screenshot, I wouldn't be surprised if it was in fact Tifa. It's impossible to say with certainty when we will see this boss fight in a proper fashion, but with E3 steadily approaching, we may have an answer soon. After all, the last time Square Enix had their own E3 conference, it was E3 2015, where they announced Nier Automata, World of Final Fantasy, Final Fantasy VII Remake, and even showed off a new Kingdom Hearts 3 gameplay trailer, in a time in which that was in an information drought. So Ultima Weapons, I want to know, what is your personal prediction for the next showing of Final Fantasy VII Remake? When do you think it'll happen? And if you really love Final Fantasy VII, like you have a PhD in the game, head on over to our Facebook group, Ultima, Square Enix plus JRPGs, where we're holding our breath all day long for E3 2018. Link in the description below.